Key Glock has put out 4 deluxes this year. I don't know what he's doing as far as Blockabelly.
Majority badass. Like, why are you on a major label? I go up and down like the crypto price. How you telling yourself that you can't when you ain't even tried one time? All right.
All right.
I gotta put my broadcaster voice on and shit. Yeah. Colton got me listening to how I sound more. Like how I sound on a call and like emphasis and shit like that. You ready?
Stop,
You ready?
stop doing that shit.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. This is episode 102 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. I'm AJ Hughes, and I'm here with my co-host Antonio Hughes. Come with some enthusiasm. How's it going?
That whole voice thing is very true. That was one of the first things I worked on at my job in the summer, sounding happy on the phone, smiling through the sales call. So it's definitely an important thing, but I'm good, guys. Can't complain.
Smiling through the sales call is crazy, but that's something real. Today, I wanted to start with DJing. I was thinking about DJing this last weekend. Last week, I was on TikTok, middle of the night, and TikTok loves bringing me new music, especially on the Rhythm and Rhymes TikTok page. And there was this dude who was DJing. His name, I don't want to mispronounce it, but I think he pronounces Pidz, Pidz. He was in there playing on my piano. And this episode, I'm not going to get super technical with DJing, but I'm going to talk about what's happening. And so if you think about the way that a house song is structured, there's a ton of buildups, right? Like it starts low, they start adding instruments, they start layering it into the hook or to the drop, and then you know what I'm saying? Like the up, down of it. If you've been to a house show or an EDM show, then you know the buildup to the drop, basically. And so the way On My Piano records are, they're like 5, 6, 7 minutes long. And so if you do like the buildup and then the drop and then mix right into another song, it's like a never ending buildup, if that makes sense. And he was in the middle of 3 or 4 of my favorite songs. In that sense, you can get 5 or 10 On My Piano songs in 5 or 6 minutes if you mix it fast. That's not usually how it's played, but I find that to be interesting. So he was in there doing that, and he was playing all the hits. I'm like, oh, this dude cold, right? And so I'm in there, and I comment or whatever, and I'm like, how long you been DJing? And he responding. So like he got the mic, he pulling the mic into the frame and talking on the mic as he's DJing or whatever. So we having this conversation. I've been doing it for a year and a half. I get into his bag. So I finally put a song in there. I'm like, let's see if this nigga actually nice. So I put one of my favorite Scott's Maparissa songs in there. Mafuma, sorry. And he mixed it in immediately, like within 15 to 30 seconds. So I'm like, oh, this dude, nice. The analogy I get is you come into the gym, the dude, he looked normal, and then he hit somebody with an AI cross or a crazy hezzy or something like that. So he's like, that's what that was for me. And I was like, dang, he only had like 1,000 followers on TikTok or whatever. So I was like, oh, I'm looking to potentially collaborate with DJs and stuff like that, get them on the page if you're interested in doing mixes or whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm always open to collaborating. I'm just starting to do events and stuff like that. Just follow me and DM me. And I'm like, all right, bet. So that was like, I want to say last Wednesday or Thursday. So there was a bunch of shows this weekend that I kept seeing in DC. And so Uncle Waffles was in DC. And so this guy was doing this same festival as Uncle Waffles. And it got me to thinking, bro, like the fact that I found this dude randomly on TikTok, 1,000 followers, he's super nice. He's already doing shows and stuff like that. It made me realize I've improved as a DJ, but it's like when you see somebody else that's nice and you're like, bro, I'm trying to get super nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I'm trying to get super nice. So it definitely made me like think about how awesome the internet is because you're 3 degrees of separation, 2 degrees of separation. But before I get into my favorite DJs that I found off of TikTok, I wanted to know, have you come across any DJs on the internet recently that you like a lot?
There's this guy named Vic Mixes on TikTok. He made this mix that was Love on the Brain over Get Along Better. He been doing some crazy stuff recently. Like I got his page pulled up, but like some of the ones I've been seeing, Can't Go Broke and Sexy Back, Blow and No Pole. He was mixing some crazy songs that I wasn't expecting nobody to mix. He got Sure Thing and Who Getting Fucked Tonight. That one was crazy. That was what we're gonna. That one was crazy. Also, like I said, I want to renege on my Gunna statement. I said that album was hitless, and that song
It's
with
a
Burna
hit.
Boy is
It's
actually,
a hit.
bro, that's a hit.
It's a hit.
That's a hit. I
It's a
didn't think it
hit.
was gonna be a hit, but that's a. He's really good. And then there was a girl who made the Up and Yukon remix, the Justin Bieber song. You probably didn't heard it somewhere. Like it's been playing everywhere, but she was nice too. She's real nice. But I don't I guess I wouldn't have no DJs by name. I'm not having besides those two, I don't have a lot pop up on my feed for sure. I feel like I see more like mixes where people are actually in the club or something like that versus
Right.
like just videos that I come across. I definitely get more of those.
I think so I picked 3 DJs for this.
Mhm.
And the thing that I liked about them the most is that they've embraced internet DJ culture, because I feel like DJs that come before that, from videos I've seen, they like downplay TikTok DJs. Like they don't
Yeah.
like the new wave of TikTok DJs, but the artists that I picked embraced it, and they also like, the most important thing is still them like DJing for other people. Like yes, they do it on the internet, and yes, they make content and stuff like that, but it's like, I need to be at shows, I need to be doing parties, I need to be like on the radio type of deal. And that resonates with me because I feel that. You know what I'm saying? So the 3 DJs I wanted to mention out here, I got 4. One of them I found at an actual party, and then I found her on the internet. The first, her name is KB. KB La Mestra. I'll send you some of these after, and you can just watch the clips, but you could throw their TikTok handles in this after. But her name is KB, and she's super early in her DJing journey. Like you could tell it's within the last like year and a half, she's really started doing shows. But she went to Nigeria for a bit, if I'm not mistaken, and she just went over there for a couple of months to just learn how to DJ on that scene. But she's from the UK. She's from London right now. And I think that's cold. That's commitment, because it's like playing shows in one city is not the same as playing shows in another city. And playing like Afro, she plays a lot of Afro beats, I will say. And to play Afro beats in Nigeria got to be different than playing it in London. Like she went to the center, you know what I'm saying, the hub. And I think that's really cool. And some of her content, like she only has 875 followers on TikTok, but I think her content is for anybody thinking about trying to jump into DJing, like it's inspiring. I'm not gonna lie. The second one, her name is DJ AB, or her handle is DJ AB Dollars. She's obviously a lot more, I guess, mature in the game. Like she's been doing it for at least 4 or 5 years, from what I can tell, but she's done like bigger festivals occasionally. And now she's on the radio over in London as well. But she does Afro beats, 3-step, on my piano, R&B, some hip hop. She does everything, right? She's like a commercial DJ in that sense, but she still feels like she makes sense on TikTok. It's interesting. The third is that dude, Peds, or Yo Peds. He's only got 481 followers on TikTok, but at this moment, he's my favorite. I'm my piano DJ from what I've heard of his on the internet. And it's only been a couple of days. I might be jumping the gun, but I really fuck with him as a DJ. And then the last one, her name is DJ Ems, EMZ. I saw her at the Culture FM show I went to in London. She does a lot of Afro beats as well. She's from London, but she's super cool. I found her TikTok, and she posts videos on there sometime. And I think if you're trying to, I like her because it's very clear she's promoting herself as a DJ at these events. Yeah, you see my clips on here, but come see me at this show. I just find it interesting. It definitely got me out the house. It got me in a Guitar Center this weekend. Also, Guitar Center is a very interesting place. Like a lot of middle to older age dudes who are just like obsessed with guitars and stuff like that hang out there. I went to get, so more DJ talk, but you need a headphone splitter to use the headphone like reloop that I have. And I went and bought
Yeah.
one from Best Buy, and come to find out there's DJ's headphone splitter. There's multiple types of headphone splitters. I didn't know this until I got home, but you need the one that clearly has one side for headphone and one side for speaker. And they don't sell that anywhere in Jacksonville. Like I can't find it. So I might have to get a whole nother deck to actually use that specific headphone. But it was, I don't know, it was a little motivational for me because I feel like there's a lot of things I feel like I'm getting better at right now and trying to improve at, but seeing other people like get good at DJing made me want to figure it, like just figure out how to improve more, because I'm doing it more, but it's just I got to get in front of people more. I got to get the equipment right, and I just got to do it even more.
I'm finally starting to mess around with the stems a little bit and figure that out. I still feel like I'm with like I guess the song matching. Even like I was thinking about what you were saying about like I'm a piano over rap songs or rap songs over on my piano, however you wanted to do it. And I was trying it with Shake Some the Baby and Ozeba because I felt like they had about the same pace. But I just couldn't get it to line up. But that's something that I definitely have been trying to do. Like I keep hearing people doing different mashups, and that's really been piquing my brain. Like I've always been the type of person. We live in a state where, or I live in a state now. You used to live here, but live in a state where there's a lot of times you ain't gonna have nothing to do. You gonna end up just going on a drive because you ain't got nothing to do. I'm the type of person I'm damn near DJing in the car. I'm listening to different songs. I'm going in between vibes, and there's so many times I catch myself like I could just be doing this with the DJ board. So I've definitely been doing that a little bit more. I want to get out to some live shows. I think eventually I want to be able to really DJ a party, set a vibe. But I think at this moment I'm just trying to figure out the small board because I feel like if I get really good with the small board, when the big board comes, I'll be even better, and it'll be way easier for me to
That's
understand.
how
More.
that's how
Yeah.
I feel, but I think there are limitations to the small board that you don't anticipate when you buy it. Like first you're just trying to figure out what is a deck, what is the blender, like how do I bring the vocal in, and not even the vocal, how do I bring the volume up and down without making it sound like cat screeching on a chalkboard. But then you start figuring out the purpose of everything on the board, and you start realizing like to do an actual mix or an actual performance, like the different tools that you need on the board. You don't need a ton, but it would be nice to have. You know what I'm saying? Like the headphone, like connecting the headphone, now that I can get a blend, like the people I've talked to, they're like, you've been blending for over a year without a headphone. Like that's insanity. Cause you're unless you have, when you organize your crates, like in the songs or whatever, in the program, it lets you like put markers at certain parts in the song. My favorite, I would say 30 songs, when I see the marker on the screen, I know where it's coming in at. Like I've remembered. But to try and bring in new songs or remember more than a handful of songs is damn near impossible. So if you're doing an event or a party and it's time to go into a song that you don't know, you can't do it without a headphone because you're just guessing. You're just guessing and hoping that you're coming in at a nice place, which if you don't know where it's coming in at, could 100% bounce back on you, which is why I feel like DJing by yourself is good. But until other people are really hearing the music, you don't have real reaction, especially in the moment, right? Because if you send somebody a mix, they might forget about a bad mix you had 7 minutes in. But if you're there doing it and somebody's sitting there, if they stand up and look at you like, yo, what the fuck was that? Then that wasn't a good blend, but
Yeah.
you don't get that from home.
That's true. That's true. It's definitely like a nuanced thing. Something I'm still trying to learn too. Like the first mix I did with my actual even just headphones was like 2 days ago. Like I haven't been using my headphones either. I've been trying to understand the blending thing without them because
You've
I
been fucking
didn't
the
know.
game up. You've been fucking it up. Yo, we're part of the problem. We're part of the problem, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it.
That's so bad.
Let's talk about Apple Music real quick. We'll get to Joey Badass. So Apple Music is doing what with playlists?
So basically, they're extending their playlist transfer tool to new markets, including the USA, which is kind of confusing to me because I thought that was something that was already here. But this feature basically uses a third party service. It allows users to import songs, albums, and playlists from other streaming services like Spotify. Personally, I just think this is another way for Apple to try to get more market share in that area. Music is valuable. Apple's been trying to grow their music platform for a while now, so doesn't really surprise me. It coincided with Spotify upping their prices of premium, which I saw that Spotify stop playing. Y'all playing. I saw that. Don't. But I just thought this was a cool story. Like they're finding different ways to compete. They're trying to find ways to directly attack, I guess, market share.
I have
So
questions. I have questions, and maybe I'm not understanding you correctly. Are you saying that the tool will allow them to take their Apple Music playlist to other platforms, or bring playlists from other platforms to Apple Music? Because I have two different answers based on what you're saying.
It allows them to let people bring their playlists from other streaming services like Spotify or other ones like, what are some other ones? Is Napster still
To
a thing? I'm
Apple
not too old.
Music.
Yeah, to Apple Music.
Oh, not take their Apple Music playlist to other places.
No, that's not what
Okay.
you would do.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I thought it was the other way around. And I'm like, that doesn't do anything for me. And I'm
No,
like, how would that be helping
it's
them?
no, that it's definitely the other way around. It says Apple explained that you can still access all your saved music content in the other service. Transferring to Apple Music is provided by a third party, and you can do the transfers phone, iPad, whatever. But
All right. What I
Apple
say
Store,
is that's not enough. That's not
you don't
enough.
think of it.
No, here's why I don't think it's enough. Just to say, like, you can, that doesn't really do anything for me. You can get all the music you had on Spotify on Apple Music. Like it's like they don't have anything that differentiates them enough, at least to me as a music connoisseur, to be like, you know what, we're going to Apple Music with it. Like that don't do it for me. Last week I came on here and talked about how Spotify is enabling a DM feature. Did you see this?
I did see a story about that. I actually think that's a really good idea.
I'm on the opposite side of that because I promise you,
Why?
I promise you, I will not be DMing people on Spotify.
Okay, but think about it this way: like, people, you always talk about third spaces and things like that, and how people need to be able to find areas where people have similar interests to them. So if I'm sitting there scrolling, I'm listening to Erica
And
Badu,
you're like,
and I see
the
something I
Swedish
like
app
in the
is my
comments.
third space.
Okay, but that's not even what I'm saying. I'm more so saying you could meet people or maybe find some fans or something that you have similar interests with of this artist. You can talk to them like,
All right. Maybe he's right, but I'm gonna tell y'all this: do not DM me nothing on Spotify. Do not look at my playlist and say, "Hey, we got a 63% overlap in our playlist." You're getting blocked. Why are you
I
analyzing
mean,
my playlist like that? Go get a life.
I feel like the other reason I find it interesting, and then we can wrap it. Coinbase also made a platform that is attached directly to their like to their app, where people can put up like social media content or whatever, and you could get tipped directly on the app. Like, you can get tipped directly
Okay.
instead of how on like Meta and on TikTok and stuff like that, you can't get tipped directly. In a way, you could get tipped on like streaming sites like Kick and Twitch, but you can't get tipped on like an Instagram or you can get tipped on like TikTok, not TikTok, Twitter, but
Is that a
certain
popular
stuff.
feature? It's an interesting feature. Is it a popular feature? Are you on there like
It's
handing out
no,
tips to people?
no, but it was interesting to me because I listened to the interview, and I really think you should listen to it with Gary V on Earn Your Leisure.
I
It
started
was,
it. I started it,
bro.
but go ahead. Go
I,
ahead.
I love that. I love that interview, but just the way he was talking about like the blockchain, that type of shit, and where it could go, it just had me thinking a lot. So I just thought that was another interesting way that like social media is changing. Like, that could be a thing. So this could be another social experiment on Spotify.
It could be. I unfollowed Gary Vee on Instagram last year.
Really?
You know how crazy it is? I was so sad. I was so sad when I had to do it. But I started that podcast you're talking about, and I just feel, I don't know. This is not a marketing podcast, but Gary Vee has not given me super tactical information in a couple of years now.
He's definitely the type where it feels like he's been repeating a lot of the same stuff for the past couple of years.
I love bro.
But
Without bro, I would not be in the career I'm in. But I'm like, bro, give me some tactical information. Not just, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you're 45, it's okay. I don't need that. Anyway, I digress. Joey Badass put out an album, Lonely at the Top, correct?
Yeah.
What did you think of this? And my two questions, I got two questions. I'll start with, what did you think of the music?
I think one of the things that Joey Badass had an issue with, at least from where I stand, where I was looking at it, he had albums that were, I guess you could say, commercial in a way, but they didn't cross over in the way that they could have. Maybe he needed more of like a standout hit, something like that. All American Badass, where he had Devastated, he had Temptation, Landed the Free. 2000 was another one of my favorite projects in that year in 2022. But this one had a lot of good songs. I thought the flip on Super Flea was cool. The other song with their name. The song West Side Gun, I didn't know if it was Bree Steves on that one too, but that one was good. Swink White. And then the song with Rome Streets was also good. But I feel like Joey was rapping on here. He was definitely getting some bars off. Would love to know more about like the label situation and why he's not getting pushed in the way that I thought he might get pushed.
That was my second question. Do you think him complaining about the label was promo for the?
I feel like if we look over the history of Joey Badass, I don't think he's gotten that much push for how quality some of his music has been. So I could totally believe the label hearing something and then him hearing something and then be like, I don't know, or like we might want to wait. Like Sabrina Carpenter came out this week, so I'm surprised he wanted to line up with that. Like she's a pop artist. It's kind of like dropping with Drake. You don't know how your project is gonna do. Maybe they were thinking about that, but I don't think it was fake. I feel like he.
But the thing was, his album was supposed to come out 3 weeks before it did.
Yeah, so I'm saying like maybe they thought there was gonna be another artist that was releasing that same day or something. Like I don't know. I'm just speculating on some of the things that could have happened where they were like, we want to hold this. Like, oh, we're not feeling it. Oh, this artist is dropping this day. Morgan Wallen is dropping this day. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying. I think the way I thought about this, Joey Badass was independent for a very long time.
Right.
Right? Like the whole like the lure around Joey Badass early in his career was like, yo, Jay-Z trying to sign me. Nas trying to, you know what I'm saying? Nas trying to work with me. He was 18 years old type of deal. And then he came on before his last album. You know what? I don't feel like doing all the work. I want to get with a partner. You know what I'm saying? I want to get with a partner for 2000. And he put out a good project. But my thing is, it's like, why are you on a major label? That's how I feel with Joey Badass. Like, why are you on a major label? I look at this album and there's not one feature I don't think Joey Badass could get on this album without that he needs a label for. Right?
No,
Every single
honestly,
one.
the last one he had Diddy on it. He had West Side Gun on it. He had Larry June. He has Chris Brown on this album, bro. So like, I'm with you. I'm not rocking with that. He doesn't need the label for sure. He don't need the label. I think some artists just see it as like, you get the marketing budget, you get this, you get that, but clearly it didn't go the way he thought it would. Like I think, like you said, an artist like Joey Badass has enough pull to honestly do it like Lil Russell is doing. Like, did you see what Lil Russell just did? Bro.
Yeah, he just
That
Russell's
nigga. That,
yeah.
bro.
But Joey
Yeah.
Badass, I feel like I don't know. He's been rapping his ass off, and it's just like, why are you? I don't know. Joey Badass on a label just doesn't make sense to me in my head. You know what I'm saying? The music is good, and I just felt I don't know. Like I watched the TikTok live where he was like yelling at the camera. I was there, and I was just like, bro, like, what is Columbia doing to you, bro? What is I don't know, but I'm gonna give the rest of this a listen. I would say Dark Aura is a nice intro. Something that now that you mentioned Diddy was on the last album, it makes me sad that two of my favorite albums have Diddy on the intro or have Diddy in them. You know what I'm saying? Twice as Tall by Burna Boy is an exquisite piece of art. And he went and collabed. He did the whole collab with Diddy. That's crazy. We never asked Burna Boy about that. I digress though. What was the other music you mentioned that this week?
Skepta, Friday Gang came out, West Side Gun came out, LMA put out a single. Like,
I want to get to West Side Gun next week because I actually do want to listen to that. Very briefly, I will say Skepta and Friend Again. The two singles that came out before this little 5-song EP, not it, bro. They were it. The rest of the EP was not it. I don't want to talk about it for too long, but I thought I don't know. I thought they was about to get into a crazy bag. It actually wasn't that crazy. That's that's all. It actually wasn't that crazy.
it was like, you're right. It was definitely like underwhelming. My favorite song was London off, I guess, the three that got released, but it wasn't crazy. The trailer was better than the actual movie.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Bro. That's fucked.
I did want to come on here and tell you the Cowbanks album is actually really good.
Oh, dude, I didn't even listen to the whole thing yet. I'll listen to half.
It's 2 discs, so it took me a while to get through the whole thing. But because initially reading the track list, I'm like, oh, disc 2 is the rap one, right? Disc 2 got Smino, Buddy, Sir is on there rapping. Who else he got? Maxo Cream. I thought the second disc was the rap project, but it's not broken up like that. Like it's there. I don't really know what the disc 1, disc 2 meaning is, but I just liked the whole thing.
I actually started with disc 2. I was listening to disc 2 because I jumped to where Sir was on it. Definitely want to listen to more though. Like I want more. I'm gonna listen to it. I promise next week we'll actually talk about the Cowbanks album.
Let's cut it there then. What you got this week, man? What you got for the people this week?
Another person who put out a project this week was Earl Sweatshirt. Earl Sweatshirt is I don't even know what vibe to call him, but I still like Earl's music. Real slow.
Real slow.
He says a lot of
real sped.
not slow like that, but yeah, I might have to cut that out. They might get on your ass for that. Earl Sweatshirt, Gamma, Need the Heart is the full song. Pretty good there. And then Key Glock has put out 4 deluxes this year. I don't know what he's doing as far as Glockavelli. He's put out Glockavelli, All Eyes on Me, Glockavelli, The Don, Glockavelli, and there's normal one.
Glockavelli is crazy.
Yeah, bro. No, but when the album came out, I liked the album a lot. But I did hear like some new stuff on here that I heard before. Fashion Killer was a good song off of there. So definitely, if you want to go listen to Glockavelli 3 different times, you could go listen to all 3. But those are my 2: Gamma, Earl Sweatshirt, and Fashion Killer, Key Glock. That's me for the week.
Yo, just hearing the names, if you weren't here about the music, that's crazy. Glockavelli, All Eyes on Me, whatever, bro. Whatever, man. All right, I might have 3 for y'all this week, actually. First, I'm putting this in with a grain of salt. You need to have Genius up when you listen to the song because you might not like how it sounds. I just want you to read the lyrics. You might, if you get past the accent, great. But if you can't, just read the lyrics. They're all 110s. Cast 8. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give you more. You have to go listen. Crypto Price, Central C. That song is hard. I go up and down like the crypto price. How you telling yourself that you can't when you ain't even tried one time? All right.
I got on my grind. All right.
All right. Third song. Third song. Izek. I don't know how you pronounce it. Izeka. But it's that 3-step that I was telling y'all about by SZA. And then did a remix with Thames and Omale. If you're looking for a little 2-step 3-step in your house, this is a great song for you. But yeah, Central C with the motivation, Thames and Omale with the vibe, Cast 8. I don't know. I really don't know. That's all I got for y'all this week, man. This is a short one. Tonio, anything you want to leave the people with before we go?
I don't know. If just don't look backward, keep going forward. That's my advice for the week. See y'all next week.
Just keep moving forward. Meet the Robinsons head ass. All right, we out here.
What?